This movie's not going to be for everybody. I'll make that very clear. There's going to be positive reviews, negative reviews. There's going to be a lot of conversations about this movie. And of course, it comes out during election year, so that just adds to it all, basically. But hey, I'm here to review the movie. I'm here to talk about my opinion. So don't get mad at me. It's just a movie, everybody. Civil War stars Kirsten Dunst and Cailee Spaeny and is about a journey across a dystopian future America following a team of military-embedded journalists as they race against time to reach D.C. before rebel factions descend upon the White House. From writer and director Alex Garland, who brought you a few movies that I do enjoy, Annihilation and Ex Machina are great. Men is something. That ending, ugh. But hey, we have a brand new movie that I've heard the little buzz. I don't read or watch video reviews before I see the movie, but I did see people go and see this at a festival like a month ago and use the word masterpiece. So I was like, oh boy, because I knew the subject matter. I was like, okay, this is gonna be talked about. Like, I knew going into this movie, and I saw it today in IMAX, me and two other people, and man, there's a lot to talk about. In the positives, because I really liked this movie. Like, I left this theater tense. Like, it was really intense. Now, the sound design really helps with that, especially in IMAX, but we'll get to that. First things first, biggest positive, the direction by Alex Garland is fucking awesome. I mean, it is actually very well done. I truly think he directed a great finale to his filmography. He did come out and say that he doesn't want to direct any more movies because, very sad, he said he lost his love of filmmaking like that. I hope he continues to write movies because he's a very good writer, but his direction, this movie, man, it's just wow. And the cinematographer, there's shots in this movie that won't leave my brain, and they're very disturbing, like very. And there's also very beautiful shots with disaster in them. One of my favorite sequences of this movie involves a song and a little bit of montage with the woods on fire. That's all I'm gonna say. But that sequence, I was like, this is just like, the cinematography, man, is so well done. And it's the same guy who did Annihilation, Ex Machina, and he did Mission Impossible Fallout. So the cinematography, like, it was so well done. Cailee Spaeny, which, sorry if I'm saying her last name wrong, obviously she was just in Priscilla, Bad Times at El Royale. She's a very good actress, and she is very good in this movie. She is the heart of this movie. She's a very young girl who wants to be a war photographer, and this movie really gets the insight of that outline of how this dystopian war is happening across America, and it's very divisive America right now. But this young girl who wants to be a photographer for journalism in warfare truly is terrifying, because Kirsten Dunst's character is a pro at this, and she's very used to just standing there and taking pictures of some of this horrific things, and this movie shows it off. And there are some shots in this movie that are like, holy, like, how did you, there's a shot, I'm like, how did you do that? That doesn't look like CGI. Like, that can't be real what I'm seeing right now. But, like, man, I mean, it was so well done. And all the actors in this movie are very good. Nick Offerman is in a very small role. So anyone who's really excited to see Nick Offerman, he's in the movie for probably 4 minutes, maybe. I mean, he's good. He's definitely impacting the story. He plays the president, but he's not in this movie as much as like you would think he is. But Kirsten Dunst and Cailee Spaeny and our group that we have to travel on this journey, they all are fantastic. Jesse Plemons, his scene, oh my god, like, whoo! I mean, I was goosebumped up. I was like, holy shit. I held my breath. Like, the editing, the cinematography, and the sound mixing this movie truly make this just so immersive, especially in IMAX. I mean, these action scenes are intense. Like, the sound mixing, like, this shit was real. Like, these gunshots, these jets flying over, I mean, the explosions, I literally was like, am I in battle right now? I'm just in a movie theater. But man, it was so well done. I gotta applaud the production team, sound people, the direction, cinematography, the acting. It's just so well made, man. Some of these shots, like, there was a shot, like, I was like, I could cry, like, how good of a shot that is. It was so well made, so well made. Now when it gets more to the story, I really found the story interesting, me personally. I am not going to sit here and tell you I'm for or against whatever the movie's trying to do because I think the movie did the smartest thing possible. You're following war photographer journalist people. They don't have opinions on anything. They are just there to take pictures. And this job is real. This is how we learn history. This is how we see images in our history books, are people like this who take pictures. And man, what a hard job. So anyone out there that does that, fuck, man, like good, I don't say good for you, but like that is a hard job. And watching this movie, man, I felt so bad, but they're doing their job and they're doing it really well too. Like I said, Kirsten Dunst is very good in this movie as a very stone cold photographer. And with this young Cailee Spaeny, she's just so young and you want to protect her in this movie. And the movie does a really good job of like setting up these dangerous scenes. And you're like sitting there like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then man, it gets really intense. And I found the story intriguing. I like the journey aspect. I like the whole aspect of like they got to get DC in like 3 days. And on the way there, they go through America and you get to see just how divisive and dangerous it is. And there's also a few good moments. Like I said, there's some beautiful shots of like happiness. There's also a few good comedy, dark moments. Like they did a good job in the script writing with just building characters and building out this world, which leads to an ending that is completely like, whoo boy, last image, last shot of this movie is like, damn. That's going to be talked about. Now, when it really comes to my negatives, I have just one little nitpick, and that is music. There's one scene, like I said, that deals with like fire in the woods, the beautiful cinematography. That song and that scene was perfect. I loved it. It was so good. There are other moments in this movie where the song pops on, and it's very poppy and dancey, and what you're seeing on screen is very like, why am I listening to this song right now? I don't know if it's Alex Garland saying something, because again, the movie doesn't really try to give you, the audience, like, hey, you need to be on one side. No, you're following people who are literally there to take pictures, which was super smart on their part for not to be super controversial in this movie, but there's enough stuff in this movie people are going to talk about, and controversy, whatever, bullshit. But either way, I did find it weird on a few scenes with the music choice. I would actually love to ask Alex Garland, be like, hey, what was the purpose of this song here? Maybe someone do the lyrics. Maybe I got to go back and rewatch it and listen to the lyrics. But it was very strange in a few parts. It happened twice, and I was like, I'm a little confused on the song choice. But there's one scene with the song choice. It's fucking awesome. But I'm blabbing too long, man. Civil War is fucking awesome. It's really well made. It's super intense. Like I said, this is not going to be for everybody. It truly isn't. There are people who are not going to like this movie. I get it. Alex Garland's filmography is kind of like that. But hey, if this is his last time directing, you went out with a bang, sir. You did a fucking awesome job. And I left super intense, man. This movie is great. I'm going to give Civil War an A. Honestly, me giving it that high of a grade is going to be controversial to some of you, but hey, I'll read all the comments and I'll give you a heart because I read your comment. But go see the movie if you want to. Don't just see it because of the word of mouth. I should honestly read a synopsis and just mentally prepare because this movie just shows you it all. Shows you it all. And I'm not even a big war guy. Like, war movies aren't my thing, but this was like, whew, dude, I held my breath like 3 times this movie. It was so intense. Anyway, guys, you guys enjoy this movie review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.